We at East 2 have been utterly obsessed with the game series Shadowrun, yet within its individual video games you don't get a good grasp of the lore of the world you're working in. So we're just going to do that in this video, an almost complete history of the Shadowrun world. It all begins in 1999 when a Ceratec Corporation truck transporting hazardous medical waste through a starving New York City was spotted. Mistaken for a food truck, a riot quickly broke out, forcing the security guards to open fire. The courts at the time supported this action, and other corporations lobbied for extraterritoriality, the right to maintain their own private armies, laws, and territory. This decision gives them the same power as the government. A decade later, a new plague hits the globe called vitis, or virally induced toxic allergy syndrome. This disease wipes out a quarter of the world's population and leaves them dependent on the emerging megacorps to survive. The chaos continues in 2011, starting with children who are born with strange mutations that resemble elves and dwarves of folklore. Other strange phenomena begin to appear all over the world. A percent of the population are able to harness supernatural abilities, and the Native Americans population of the United States was able to launch multiple magical strikes. Dragons were spotted all over the world, but these were not evil beasts to be slayed. They possess incredible intellect and magical abilities and use them to integrate into modern life, with some becoming CEOs and others manipulating from the shadows. Technology continues to develop through the chaos, and in 2019 the first completely cybernetic limb is implanted into a person. Advances in cyber technology rapidly surpass the limitations of the human body. 2 years later, in 2021, 1/10 of the human population undergoes a transformation into orcs or trolls. Panic, persecution, and prejudice spread as people turn into creatures from nightmares. To make matters worse, Vitas resurfaces and kills off a further 10% of the world's population. Just as the world began to feel stable again, a virus begins affecting all of the world's computers. A group of hackers known as Echo Mirage defeated the virus in an experimental virtual reality. A new communication harnessing this experimental tech was designed and became known as the Matrix. The economy was in ruins, in line with the Japanese New Yen to become the new global currency. The 2030s were a time of uncertainty. Europe once again was thrown into two full-scale wars. The mighty USA fragmented and balkanized, and those without the new system identification numbers, or SINs, were forgotten by society. Elves, dwarves, orcs, and trolls have become known as metahumans, who are often treated as second-class citizens. Angry at this, they took to the streets in protest, soon clashing with human supremacists. Thousands of innocent people were killed during the Night of Rage, which remains one of metahumanity's darkest moments. During the 2040s, corporate power grew, and the Universal Brotherhood emerged as the next world religion, preaching a message of love and acceptance. All was not what it seemed to be, as 10 years later the Brotherhood was revealed to be controlled by malevolent spirits. Vicious battles between meta-humanity and insectoid spirits could be found in all corners of the globe, but none were worse than Chicago. The Matrix, created after the crash virus of 2029, only lasted until 2064, when a doomsday cult and an evil AI trapped thousands in virtual reality, and only a few managed to escape it. The megacorps decided to rebuild a wireless matrix which they could exercise more control over. Technomancers, hackers able to manipulate the matrix with their minds, were forced to hide. It is now in the mid-2070s where the bulk of the Shadowrunner games takes place. You are now a Shadowrunner. You are somebody who doesn't officially exist, an outsider. The rich and powerful hire you as a deniable asset, doing the things no one else can do. If you want to survive this crazy world, there's always a few rules to remember. Shoot straight, watch your back, conserve ammo, and never deal with a dragon. This has been Derek for Entertainment Stew, signing off.